Alright, I'm back. It's July 15, 2015. I wanted to put this in the previous video, but I ran out of time. Right before I made this video, I started shooting a video. I actually went ahead and I watched about a 30-minute long video clip of Donald Trump talking to some lady, whatever. And of course, she's plastered with makeup, just trying to look sexual, very sexual, and she does. But that's half her job, and already so I don't really respect it. And she's just there to toe the party line. Not the party line, I guess the establishment line or whatever of total political correctness. And she's doing that to a T. She's actually pretty good at it. But I took a look at it just because I've been hearing so many things about what Donald Trump's been saying. Now, I just want to preface this by saying that I have no trust for Donald Trump at all. I think he's more than likely a sleazeball. All right, more than likely. So therefore, I don't have trust for him. But here's the thing about it. Here's what I've been noticing about it, as of lately at least. He's basically they're attempting their very, very hardest, and when I say they, I mean the establishment. They're attempting their very, very hardest to crucify everything that he's been saying, which, you know what, if you want to do it, go for it. I don't even watch television with things like that. But what I find interesting is that they're crucifying not because he might very well be a sleazeball. He might very well be untrustable. They're crucifying him for what he's been saying when what he's been saying has been the God's honest truth. All right, the scary truth, which no one else will admit or even allude to or even dare to bring up. No one of his stature, at least. Um, and that's why they're crucifying him. That's why they crucified Jesus as well. They Not to relate him to Jesus, but I'm just saying this is why they hung him from those wooden planks. It's because of the truth and the fact that they were scared so much of the truth. They thought the truth would bring them down out of their high spots that they climbed up to, and they got very intimidated, and so they needed to put an end to it, and that's what happened. So just to put it in short, now I've seen this 30-minute video with him and this lady, and I'll put a link to that. Where I got just, I mean, here's what my take on it. All right, not only was everything that he said in the interview truthful as far as that I've known, that I've done research on, and that I'm familiar with, uh, but but he does show a great amount of balls in the way that he talked to this lady and put her in her place every single time she got out of line. Put her in her place the way I've never seen a politician do in my lifetime. Like, cut her off and say, hey, listen, you're being ignorant and naive. You're trying to set me up with stupid questions. And now I'm going to answer you with smart answers and the truth. And put her in her place. I mean, that's my analysis of all what you're going to see, man. You might have time to check out the video and you might think something else. Please do let me know. But this is what I saw. And since I'm such a fan of the truth, I have no choice but to endorse that. To say, oh shit, he was talking about the truth. He was talking about gaining power. He was talking about the fact that everybody here is playing stupid or are stupid, and they're selling us down the river. And when you do that, you're selling freedom down the river. You're selling the whole world down the river. I have no choice but to support what he's saying. And that being said, like I said in previous experience, and from hearing what people had to say about him, no, I don't really trust him. I think he might be a sleazeball. There's a lot of evidence out there that show that he could very well be a ringer. I'm not denying any of that at all. But what I am saying is that everything that he said in this interview, and from what I heard in the subsequent interviews, is truthful. It's the hard truth. And it's the truth that people like Ted Cruz and all sorts of other would-be do-gooders are too afraid to say, do not have the balls to say, especially how he said it. So here's the thing. after seeing what I saw, and I'll put a link at the bottom, I'm gonna keep a very close eye on Donald Trump. And as long as he says things that are truthful, and please believe I'm going to research what he's been saying. And thing is, what he's been saying, a lot of it is what I've already known. What I've already known that I can't discuss with hardly anybody who I know because it's too scary or it's too real or it's too truthful for people who love ignorance who want to sleep in their little cocoons. All right, I'm going to keep an eye on him, a close eye. As long as he's saying shit that's pretty on point and to the point, uh, I have no choice but to endorse this. I'm not going to vote for him. I'm not going to vote, period, because still you haven't convinced me that we even elect a president. There's no reason to believe that we even elect a president. There's no evidence to support that. So I'm not going to bother doing that. But I will come on video and say, hey, listen, he's still telling the truth, man. He's still not taking any guff off of hot-looking ladies who want to tote the establishment line and want to cut him down. He's still not taking any lip off of them. And I'll let you know. And the second that he starts veering from that, and I see it, the second that he starts saying stuff that does not make sense, that does not display balls in the way that he just did in this video, the second he does, I swear I'm gonna come on YouTube the second he does and tear him down and tear all sorts of holes up in him. All right, and I'm not gonna be the only one. I probably won't be the first one, but I will not hesitate to tear him open. And so that's my promise to y'all out there. I'm keeping an eye on Donald Trump. And then here's what I also wanted to bring up. Uh, in his tribulation, which has already started, you know what I'm saying? I find that financially, things are becoming much harder. Obviously, they've been becoming harder for decades and decades now. I'm talking about basic fundamental things like going and getting groceries that you like, especially going not only to get groceries that you like, but ones that are not filled with poison. It's becoming harder and harder. Driving an automobile around is becoming harder and harder. I mean, little basic things are becoming out of reach, slowly and surely. All right, finances are getting tighter and tighter. Now, in recent days, I've kind of, given money to certain projects, say like, Fatherless America with Tommy Sotomayor, or I've given money to David Carroll because I think what he's doing is pretty dang good. Um, I've given money to different various things that uh, aren't necessarily Christian. I've given money to my church, or what I'm saying, my ministry who I follow, which is Outlaw Worldwide. You can catch them on outlaw.org. And I've given money especially to Infowars.com through their products and things. I try to, even though I don't have very much money to spread around, I've been trying to give my money where I think that it can go. And obviously, it doesn't leave much more to savings. But you know what? That's the world we live in. I need to support what can turn us around from what's been going on. But I also wanted to make an announcement because very, very recently, even today, and I might want to get you to think about that, especially if you believe in Jesus Christ or if you're a follower of Him. You might want to start considering this. It's something that I've considered, and I've had to put my foot down as of today. Is gosh, there's so many things that I could give money to, and there's not very much money to go around. So what I've decided is, no matter how noble the cause, no matter how uh, well-to-do these projects are, I've decided that if you don't, at this point, we're in the tribulation. We're balls deep in it. If you don't claim Christ, if you don't prove to me, even in the smallest way, that the money that I give to you is somehow going to go to further the agenda of Christ directly, meaning that I know that you're not an atheist. I mean, I'll still have respect for you if you are an atheist and you're doing stuff that's good. I'll still watch you and I'll still shout you out. I'll still say, hey man, this guy's doing something good. Jesse Ventura is my boy. I like him a lot. Um, but I can't give you money anymore. Not even a bum on the street or whatever. Not at all. Because the times are too dire now. The economy is only going to get worse. So you had to show me, man. You really do. That you understand that Jesus, because when it comes to like my previous video and all this satanic stuff that's becoming normalized, you're only going to see more and more of it. People say, well, that's not normal. Well, it's becoming normal, all right? And I only see evidence to prove it. And, I might include a link to, Colin Flaherty's YouTube, even though I'm not sure if he's Christian or not. But, you can see, and that's only one aspect of it, of just people with just like with satanic agendas. Like, they're not even robbing to rob anymore. They're just running up on people and doing sadistic things just to do them. Thing is, ain't nobody gonna save us from this. Donald Trump's not gonna save us from this. George Washington's not going to save us from this. Alex Jones is not going to save us from this. I'm not going to save us from this. I can't turn around this sadistic nature that's becoming normalized. Bill Cosby can't turn that stuff around. You know what I'm saying? I can name all sorts of names. Nobody's going to turn this around. Nobody has the power to turn this sadistic stuff around. Ron Paul doesn't. Jesse Ventura doesn't. Uh, Rest in peace, Randy Macho Man Savage does not have the power to turn this around. He doesn't. You might say that nobody has the power to turn this around. Well, you know what? Honestly, for what I've seen, Jesus Christ does. I'll take that to the grave and beyond the grave. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to get me to recant that. Jesus Christ has the power to turn this around, and He will turn it around. You have to open yourself up to Him. You gotta just throw all your weight into Him right now. And maybe you don't want to. That's fine. I'm going to, because that's what it's going to take, man. So whatever finances that I have, man, I'm going to throw them at Jesus Christ. If I see that Jesus Christ is your end game, you're going to get my money. I don't go on vacations. I don't buy things. I don't have any intentions of getting a car or getting my own place or doing anything. Jesus Christ, you need to show me Jesus Christ. I'll give you all my money, all of it. Anyways, it's July 15, 2015. Something to think about. I'll be back.